Hello, welcome to or back to the channel. My name is Stevie, this is Stevie Reads, and I am so excited for this week's video. It is finally starting to get warm where I live, well over 70 degrees. Every year around this time, like early May, all I want to do is read contemporary romance. Something easy, something fun, and I didn't know what books I wanted to do for this video. The first one I chose was so easy because it's a newer release that I've heard good things about from an author that I like. I have just been dying to read Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. My relationship with Ali Hazelwood is interesting. Like, she hasn't gotten any 5 stars from me. Her original STEMinist series is like a 3-star across the board. I liked it, didn't love, but my favorite from hers so far has been Bride. I just love a vampire werewolf story. I'm a basic girl. And I don't know if you can tell by the cover, but people who have read this have been saying that it is a romance, but it's also very heavy on the smut and categorize it more as an erotica. So very excited, think I'm gonna have a good time. And then these next two are continuing in series, and I was debating on waiting to read them until I do another series knockout. But in my most recent Read It or Unhaul It, I read Captive Prince by C.S. Picot. I pulled it out of the TBR jar and I really liked it, but it had the feeling of a prequel, and the way it ended made me immediately want to pick up book 2. So we're gonna read this in this video as well, Prince's Gambit, and it's only a trilogy, so I'm excited to read this, and then hopefully I'll be able to get to the third one, King's Rising, very soon. But I read this first one in 2 days. It was helpful that I was able to get the ebook from my library, so I did the same for this one. And then because Deep End is blue and purple and this book is blue and I'm crazy, I went to my shelves and I was like, this last book needs to be a purple book. And it just so happens that in my most recent series knockout, I continued in this icebreaker series and read Wildfire by Hannah Grace. This was a 4.5 star. I really liked, which since I read it, I've seen that's not been the general consensus on the second one. People think it's like boring and it's following characters with daddy issues, which it is following characters with daddy issues, but I really liked their actual romance. I thought it was really sweet and had a good time. So yeah, this one was a 4.5 and made me really want to continue. But in this video, we'll be able to catch up on the series and read the third one, Daydream, which is purple all around. So very excited. This is the TBR, and it's also kind of random because I'm gonna read this one on my Kindle. I have the ebook, so it just makes it a lot easier. This one I'm going to be reading physically, and then the last one, Daydream, I'm gonna listen to on audio. So all 3 of these books are color coordinated, and also I'm doing like every single way that you can read a book. I just want to have a nice week reading some romances that I've been anticipating, continuing in series that I wanted to continue, but this whole idea was birthed because I really just need to read Deep End. Anyway, we are going to start off with Prince's Gambit, and I don't know how much I can go into the plot on this one because this is the second in a trilogy where it's all the same 2 people as the main characters. I don't want to get too spoilery, so I'm not going to read the back or anything, but I will read the first line with you. So let's see where we're starting. Chapter 1. The shadows were long with sunset when they rode up, and the horizon was red. Yeah, not a lot of information, but they are on a journey to like another kingdom, and that's what happened at the end of the first one. So cool, they are still on that trek. And then I want to see how many pages. 404. Okay, perfect. So I'll update around the 200 page mark. Hopefully that is just tomorrow on Friday. It's like chapter 12. But anyway, I gotta get to reading. Hello, next day. It's Friday afternoon and it is officially the weekend. So happy about it. Couldn't have come sooner. It just felt like the longest week. Anyway, I'm sadly not halfway through Prince's Gambit quite yet. I'm up to chapter 8, which my Kindle says 32% of the way through. But I wanted to come on here and do an update while I still had some sun, even though it's pretty intense. I have my blinds like completely shut. But I think at the beginning of this video, I said that this was a contemporary romance, and I'm a big dummy because it is fantasy. It just is really light fantasy, so it doesn't really read like a normal fantasy book, I guess. Or maybe I'm just too used to like crazy fantasy plots and there being like dragons and monsters and all this stuff, and this more reads like a historical fiction, but the next 2 books are going to be very contemporary and this is fantasy. Anyway, I am enjoying this book. I'm just not reading it as quickly as I did the first one, but I think that's in part to I just don't feel as engaged right away to the story like I did with the first one. But it's still an easy read once I can like sit and focus, but it's pretty slow moving, so I'm hoping that getting close to the halfway point it's going to start picking up. But yeah, that's really my updates. It's the weekend. I'm trying to read as much of this as I can, and I've also just been editing since I got home. For you, the video's already out, but I'm editing my new moon vlog, so part of me just wants to do that for the next couple of hours and finish editing it and uploading it tonight so that I can enter Saturday with like a fresh slate, not having to worry about that, and I can just read all weekend. But tomorrow I'm gonna let myself be lazy, hopefully just read and do nothing, and then Sunday is Mother's Day, so I'm gonna go on a hike with my family and celebrate my mom. But anyway, those are the weekend plans. I won't bore you with this one any longer, but I am gonna finish it and then jump into this girl. Anyway, TTYL. Okay, we haven't been in this room for a while, but this is like what is supposed to be my work from home office one day once I finally get a work from home job. But I painted this room, put my treadmill in here. Eventually a work desk will go here. We are manifesting a work from home job, but then I brought my reading chair down here because my library was too full. But it is Saturday morning and my goal today is to finish that Kindle book and try to get started on Deep End. I think I'm only like 40% of the way through because I barely read anything after my update yesterday. And I was influenced by so many people to get the like automatic page turner on the Kindle, so I'm about to get my whole setup going. Also, it's so hot today and my library is upstairs and I was dying in there, and I was like, I want to go to my reading chair in the basement, and it is so amazingly cold down here. So anyway, I'm gonna plant my ass and read my book. Just got her in there. Yeah, still on 36%, so I've got a lot of reading to do. We are locked and loaded. Okay, sorry it is so dark because I turned off this lamp, but I am in my happy place. I took a shower this morning, put on like pajamas because I'm not leaving the house, and I can never say that I was born in the wrong generation because I love this. Also, I'm right next to my laundry room and I started some towels, so my washer is going ham, but I'm sitting here so cozy, kind of cold, honestly. I need to get wrapped up in this blanket because I'm in my gorgeous freezing air-conditioned basement. And I don't know, this like Kindle stand page turning situation just makes me feel like I'm living in 2035, and I love it so much. Anyway, I've only read 3% so far. I've been like down here for 10 minutes, but seriously loving this setup and this day so much. Anyway, I'm actually gonna shut the fuck up now and read. Correction, Jordan brought me a McDonald's Coke. Now this is heaven. It is a lot brighter in here because it's almost 3 o'clock and I just took a break to have a snack, but I'm at 63%, page 252. So I have 150 to go and it's only 3. I got this. Okay, it is still Saturday night, almost 8 o'clock, so I have a little bit of sun left. And I just finished the Prince's Gambit. Also, I didn't want to change out of my pajamas. I've been wearing them all day, so whatever. But yeah, just finished this book and I want to transfer all of my highlights over to the physical book. So I think I'm going to put on some Netflix and do that for the next little bit. But I gave the first one a 4-star and I think I liked this one a little less, especially like the 30 to 50% mark was really slow, and then once I got halfway, the story definitely picked up and I read that second half just over the last couple of hours. So I don't know where I'm gonna land with my rating. I think a 3. I feel pretty middle of the road. The twist in the story, we as the reader already know at the beginning. So you're just waiting for all of the characters to figure out what's going on. And it was very like dramatic when it was revealed, but I don't know. I think I was expecting more because I liked the first book and it felt like a prequel leading up to this one. But now I think I'm less excited to read the third one and finish the series. So I don't know. I still do want to read it, but I'm not dying to continue right this second, but I am so excited to start Deep End. We will read the first line right now together, and then I'm going to take a reading break, transfer my annotations, and then I may start this tonight, just read a couple of chapters. And then tomorrow's Mother's Day, so I'm leaving the house very early. So I've got those plans in the morning, but other than that, I just want to come home after and read this book. But anyway, prologue. It all starts when Penelope Ross leans in over the restaurant's solid wooden table, lifts her index finger, and declares, "10th circle of hell, you find the love of your life, but the sex is intensely meh." Okay, starting off with a bang. Very excited to continue. I don't even want to read the whole back of it. I kind of understand that it's just like a swimmer romance. Oh, but Hannah Grace blurbed it on the back. She said, "Allie Hazelwood is a romance powerhouse." That's funny because our next book is gonna be a Hannah Grace. But anyway, hopefully I will get this started tonight, but book 1 of 3 has been completed and I finally get to start Deep End. Oh my god. Rewatching this Royal Court because it's my absolute favorite, and I transferred all of my highlights over. Happy Mother's Day, love! And our whole pack. It's a pretty trail.
I love Lula's niece. I love her.
So many of us. This is just hectic vibe. She wanted her baby on her back, just like her mama. Happy Mother's Day to Miss Kylie. She's got her baby locked and loaded. We made it to the bridge. This view is insane. Wow. All the pictures are commencing. My Mickey boy giving me love. Oh.
Circle of life.
Hello! This is just the pajama vlog apparently because I cannot be bothered to put on actual clothes. It's like 1:30 right now. The hike this morning was a lot of fun, just a little bit harder than anticipated. And so we got out of the mountain at like 11:30 and I was starving because I hadn't eaten anything before. So I went to Chipotle, got some lunch. That literally like revived me. And then I came home and I just took a body shower. So my hair isn't clean, but I washed it yesterday. But now I feel less sweaty and gross. I do think I got a little bit of sun, so I need to put on some aloe. But yeah, anyway, I did read to page 8 yesterday, which is chapter 2. I literally read those 8 pages, put it down, and got sucked into my phone. I think I was just at my reading limit yesterday. But the prologue in the first chapter was good, and I'm excited to continue today. I'm so tired. I ate my food, I took my shower. Like, I literally just want to camp myself out on the couch and read for the next little bit. I do have to do a couple more things today. I'm going to cut Jordan's hair, which doesn't take too long, probably like a half hour, maybe 45 minutes. And then I just gotta fold a lot of laundry. So I do need to do those, but they're both gonna happen later. Right now, I am going to read Deep End. Mother's Day was fun, but very happy to be back home and cozy. I kind of cosplayed as a mom for a little bit of the hike. I carried my nephew, Mickey, because he's a baby, so he was carried the whole hike, but I took a turn on the way down and people kept passing me and being like, "Happy Mother's Day." And I was like holding a baby. I was just like, "Thank you." Spoiler alert, I haven't read anything. I'm watching the new Emma video. Oh my god, hi y'all. Nice to see ya. Remember how I said it was finally getting warm? Lie. The rest of this week is gonna be so cold. The high of today is 58 and it's just getting lower and lower. So whatever, I don't even know if this book is set in summer, but it is Tuesday morning right now and I haven't gotten halfway through Deep End yet. It's like 440 pages and I'm on page 140, but I'm up to chapter 24 and I am loving this book. And now that I've actually read something, I can give you a plot. So it is just one point of view. We are in the head of Scarlett. She is a junior in college, a diver, so she's a student athlete, and she's always really looked up to her stepmother, who is a doctor, and that's the field of work she wants to go into. So not only is it her second to last year of college, and it's diving season, and the classes that she's taking are really kicking her ass, and just everything, like her life is crazy. And then our main male character, Lucas, he is in a relationship at the beginning of this story, like a long-term relationship. He was dating this girl named Penn, who is also a diver like Scarlett, but Lucas is on the swim team, and a lot of people clump those two sports together because they take place in a pool. But the beginning of this story like really talked about diving a lot and how it's a contact sport, because when you're diving from that high up hitting the water, like people compare it more to like wrestling or football, the damage that it does on your body, and like the injuries are like concussions and stuff like that, which I wouldn't really think about, but from a certain height, water is like concrete. So anyway, didn't really care about diving before this, but I thought that was kind of interesting. So Lucas and Penn are kind of like the golden couple of the aquatic sports at this college. They're both seniors and they've been together for so long, and Scarlett knows Penn. They're not really like friends or anything, but they've been diving together for a long time, just on the same team. And Penn confides in Scarlett about her relationship problems with Lucas and wanting to break up with him. And they do break up, but kind of in secret, because they have the same friend groups. They don't want to make it weird. A lot's going on with the swimming and the diving, the championships that are coming up. I think it's called like the NCAA. Like, I'm not really a sports girly, so I don't know. But anyway, so they break up, but kind of in secret. And the only person who actually knows that they're not seeing each other anymore is Scarlett. And then I don't think this is a spoiler to say, because it's like within the first 4 chapters that our main character finds out. But Penn tells Scarlett that the reason she wants to break up with Lucas is his sexual preferences. He's very into BDSM and wants to be like a dom, and he never forced anything on Penn. Like, he just kind of repressed that for years and years, but when he finally brought it up and they tried it, like Penn wasn't into it and they stopped doing it, and so she felt like she couldn't really give him what he wanted. And Scarlett confesses to Penn that she also had that problem in a relationship, just opposite, where she told her boyfriend she wanted to be a sub, and he was like, you should maybe talk to your therapist about this, and like gave her a couple of spanks one time, but like wasn't really into it. And Penn is like, oh my god, you can be his sub sandwich, like you guys would be perfect together. And Scarlett's like, didn't you just break up with him? And like Penn even still talks about him like, oh, you know, I'll always love him and we're gonna end up together, but like I want to be single and have sex with somebody who's not him. And Penn is like a very interesting character, but that like secret is bust open at the beginning of the story, where now Scarlett knows that Lucas is freaky deaky like her, and Penn also tells Lucas about it, so they both know like the other's sexual preferences before ever really like speaking and talking about like anything normal. And these characters are so interesting. Like Scarlett's backstory and why she likes to be a submissive, I'm sure is a very common one for people who are into that. And like Lucas himself as a character I really love, because he is so blunt. The miscommunication trope is not a thing in this book. Like when they're having their conversations, they don't talk about any like frilly bullshit. He's always just like immediately to the point what he wants to know. So I'm really liking their dynamic. I just don't know if I like the fact that she's kind of his rebound. Like he jumped so quick from Penn to Scarlett, and now I'm like, is Penn gonna want to come back around? Like, I don't know, because she's also starting to date her old TA who she had a crush on at the time, but you know, she was with Lucas, so she didn't act on anything, but she thought he was cute or whatever. So now that she's single, she reached out. But yeah, it's all very interesting, and I haven't read a like BDSM romance in a while. Obviously the one that always sticks out is 50 Shades, but I read that like way too young that I should have been reading that. But I don't think I've read it a whole lot in just my romance journey, and out of the two, I definitely prefer this one, even though nothing's really happened. I'm just liking the characters a lot better. So anyway, at the point in the story that I'm at. Tensions are building and I am so excited to continue. But yeah, I have 300 pages to go. I don't want to spoil anything else that's been happening in the story, but so far, so good. Can't wait to keep reading, and Ali Hazelwood is just getting better and better and better for me. Hello! It is Thursday afternoon, and I have a lot of updates because today is fucking Christmas, everybody. And I feel kind of like chaotic all over the place, but I just got dressed and ready because I'm going to film a sit down video right after this. I got like my chair right there, and it's 1 o'clock on a Thursday. So if you're like, how are you home right now? I called out today. Kind of just serendipitous that everything like fell on today, but yesterday was crazy at work and I have the PTO and everything. So I just took today, but today has been the best day ever. 3 really big things. So first up that pertains to this vlog is I just barely finished reading Deep End, and I know my last update I wasn't even halfway through. So yesterday I read like 150 pages and then today I finished it, and this book is a full 5 stars. Oh my god, I loved this couple. Mostly our main girly Scarlett. She was so fun to follow, and it was only from her POV, so we never got to see like what Lucas was thinking, but he was a nice hero, just like very blunt and always like told her how he was feeling anyways. But other than the romance, I really liked the diving and swimming competitions and the college friend group that was a part of the story, and all of the drama. Like, I was invested. I feel like I just got sucked in and I ended up really loving. So Mrs. Ali Hazelwood is just getting better and better with her writing and her stories for me. I really can't wait to see whatever she puts out next, and really happy that I finally picked this up. This was just one of those couples that when you're reading their story, you can tell they are meant to be, which is so cheesy, but like these 2 characters felt like they were made for each other. Absolutely adored. Probably my favorite romance of the year so far. Love Deep End, which means I'm going to start Daydream later, but we're gonna read this first line in a second because I want to tell you about the other updates. So yesterday was Wednesday, the 14th, and my Reader on Holiday episode 9 went up, and in the morning I was at like 980 subscribers, and so I was really hoping that my new video would go live and move me over into 1K, and it did. Like 2 hours ago I hit 1K. I took a little clip, so I'll throw it in here. Nobody fucking panic. It is Thursday morning, but bitch, 1,000 subscribers. But I lost my mind. I was so excited. Thank you so much if you are subscribed and watching this video. I really appreciate it. September is going to be my 2-year mark for making YouTube videos. I wasn't as consistent and like didn't have a schedule in the beginning. My editing definitely wasn't all there. I hate going back and like watching my really old videos, but I feel like in the last 6 months I have just been on top of it. Not to like toot my own horn, but I've been consistently posting a video every Wednesday, trying to read all of the time for my videos and just like trying to get better at editing and everything. Hitting that 1K today just really felt like, oh my god, I'm a real booktuber. So anyway, that was really cool. I was just ecstatic. And then also today, it's kind of crazy that it all fell on one day, but one of my favorite creators on this app and definitely one of my favorite booktubers, Whitney from Witty Novels. I am a Patreon for her Patreon, and she does like a besties live show every month, and last month I was just in the chat, or I think it was the stream that she did with Bonnie when she was cleaning. Anyway, I was like in the chat on one of her lives, and she was talking about how she wanted to do a live with one of her Patreons, and so starting off with somebody who already has a booktube channel, she mentioned if like I would want to do it, and I lost my freaking mind. Of course I want to go on a live with Whitney. So I hit 1,000 subscribers today, and I also get to like virtually meet Whitney, which is gonna be so surreal and crazy because I've been watching her videos for like 6 years or something, and that is at 6:30 tonight. So losing my fucking mind a little bit. Just so happy, so grateful. I feel like, you know, I've been putting in this work on my channel and I'm starting to reap the rewards. The subscriber count is amazing, but also like even if I never hit 5K or 10K or anything, like making my booktube channel and being able to be like booktube friends with Whitney is just so fun. I'm so excited to go on her live tonight. My very first live ever, and I'm a little intimidated, but I'm so happy that it's on her Patreon because it's going to be only very nice, very chill people and a very good way to dip my toe into doing lives. So yeah. Anyway, today is Christmas. I got a 5-star read. I hit 1,000 subscribers and I get to go on a live with Whitney tonight. What the fuck is my life? But yeah, I just like woke up before my alarm this morning, like an hour before, and kind of like tossed and turned. My mind just wouldn't stop going and I couldn't go back to sleep. And I knew I had the live tonight and that I wanted to read my book. And this weekend I wanted to film this like sit down video that I'm gonna film after this clip. And I was just like, what if you called out today? I knew that if I was at work, I would not be able to focus on work today. Like too much is going on. I'm too like hyped and excited. So I just had to listen to my instincts. Very happy that I did. I'm definitely gonna go in tomorrow on Friday. But Fridays are always super easy at my work and then it's gonna be the weekend. So that is my plans. It's like 1 o'clock right now. So going to film this video, probably start Daydream. I'm going to listen to this on audio, but I want to read the back because I'm curious about the like tropes and stories. I do know our main man is Henry. He's been a like side character in Icebreaker and Wildfire, but I've been very excited to read his book. So I know who he is, but I don't think we've met our female main character. So I'm gonna read the back really quick. Okay, what I am gathering from the back is that Henry is the new hockey captain for his team this year. Both him and Hallie are juniors. I think it's Hallie, not Haley, because Halle. But anyway, they're both juniors and Henry is struggling with being the team captain and also keeping up with his schoolwork and everything. And he befriends Hallie when he accidentally crashes her book club one day. She finds out that he is struggling with his schoolwork and offers to tutor him. They strike up some kind of deal, but my educated guess, having read as many romances that I have, is that she is a sheltered, studious girl and he's going to pull her out of her shell while simultaneously she helps turn his grades around. They just need to stick to their rule book where the item 4 reads, "Don't fall in love." Yeah, I don't see that happening, but okay, let's read the first line. It's dedicated to the eldest daughters. Can't relate, I'm the youngest, so whatever. Chapter 1, Hallie. I think we should break up, Hallie. Ooh! Starting the book off with a breakup immediately. Will's somber expression looks ridiculous against the backdrop of my kitchen. Ooh, okay. Miss Ma'am is getting broken up with, first page of chapter 1. That is a rough start, but that does make sense why she would become a little bit reclusive. Cool, I'm so excited to start this, but I will start it later. I'm going to film right now, take a break, chill, and then do that live tonight. So, oh my god, what a day. I'm just soaking it up and loving it, but I will let you know when I've read some of Daydream.
That's one of the rare ones where I'm like, I
Yes.
used to say the movie, you need to watch the movie before reading it because the book is so confusing, but I was also like 13 when I read it, so maybe I was just stupid.
That was me anytime I read a book before a movie when I was 13. I was like, no, you really need to read it first because otherwise you aren't going to be educated and you'll be a big dummy in that theater.
Me thinking I'm better than everyone else.
Yeah, especially when I was 13, I was like, no, you have to read The Hunger Games before you go see it. Yeah, Alyssa, the stomach problems I totally get. That's why I don't like drinking. Oh, she froze. Or did I freeze? A big dummy in that theater. Bonnie, I know! Can y'all see me? If not, then I'm sorry. Gabby, I would die for an Alice and Carlisle book. Ooh. If I had to pick though, probably Daddy Carlisle. Whitney, you're gone! Bonnie, I'm German and I hate beer. Oh my god, it's just me! I am taking over, y'all. This is my first live and now it's just me. I feel like a kid at the airport. Ah, she's back. I took over.
Apparently, I need to upgrade my Wi-Fi plan.
Yoo-hoo! Big summer blowout. Guys, it is Saturday and it's the freaking weekend. We made it. I know my hair looks crazy. I just did a body shower, so my hair was in like one of those shower caps and now it's just pissed off at me. But I put in some dry shampoo and okay, I did get rudely interrupted by my mom. She just FaceTimed me, but she is in Amsterdam right now, so I had to answer. She is living her best life, eating grapes on the side of the road currently. But what was I saying? I think I just started it. It's Saturday. And I'm breaking out, so I need to put some pimple patches on. I think I'm gonna start my period soon, so that is probably why. But anyway, what was I gonna say? My agenda for today. Okay, so I started Daydream yesterday. I didn't end up reading anything on Thursday because I did that live with Whitney and I lived my best life. I've also edited this video up to this point, so I know that I put a clip in there of a little snippet of it, but we went for over 2 hours and it literally just felt like a FaceTime call with a bestie. Like, she is so amazing, love her so much. And then yesterday and even today, we've just been like texting and Snapchatting and yeah. I am just obsessed. Like, even Jordan could tell. He was like, this is so cute. You found like a new girlfriend kind of thing. And adult friendships are so freaking hard. I always have my family and I always have my sister. Like, my older sister Taylor, she is my best friend always, but she's my sister and it's so cool to like make an internet bestie. Hope this is not creepy. I am just having the best time. And I think I want to put my hair up in a bun, or a clip, I mean. I have this butterfly clip that kind of, I mean, it's purple and I'm wearing blue, but whatever. Agenda for today is I want to go shopping and spend money. Not the boring grocery shopping kind. I want to go shopping. If you get paid, Whitney is literally texting me right now. Oh my God. Okay, anyway. If you get paid bi-weekly like I do, then you know that twice a year, because of how the weeks land and everything, 2 months out of the year, you get paid 3 times instead of 2. For me, that means I get paid 3 times in May. I just got paid 2 days ago and a new Barnes & Noble opened up so close to where I live and it is 2 stories. So just like Thursday, everything is coming together today for me to go shopping. And I actually have kind of a to-do. I can't show you because I'm filming on my phone, but last weekend when I went on that Mother's Day hike, I cracked my protective screen on my phone and I just need to go to the mall and it's $10 to replace it. So whatever. The mall is right across from the Barnes & Noble. So I'm going to do that first. I also have an old laptop because for Christmas last year, I treated myself to a new MacBook and I have my super old one. Over 10 years, she was not working anymore and it just needs to be recycled, I think, but there is an Apple in that mall. So if I remember to grab that out of my car, I want to recycle that laptop. I also have a book that I want to ship out that is in my car. It's for Miss Bonnie. I saved it from my unhaul for her. A copy of the winners. So I might stop at the post office as well. But all's this to say that I'm doing some errands at the mall, then I'm going right across the street to Barnes & Noble. I don't even have a plan for what I want to pick up either. Like, I have some things on my wish list, so we'll see. But I just love going to the physical store to like see what the deals are. I love doing like the buy 2, get 1 50% off kind of deal. And also, right next to the Barnes is an Uptown Cheapskate, which is like a used clothing store place, but it's a little bit nicer than a thrift because they only take certain things, and if you do donate anything there, like they pay you for it because they normally get like name brand shit and nice things. Anyway, but I'm wanting to get some like warmer kind of clothes because even though the weather betrayed me and it got colder this week, it is going to be getting warmer soon and I want to get some like comfy t-shirts, especially just like for work. I feel like in the summer I wear the same like 4 t-shirts every single week to work and I want to just get some like comfy, cute ones that aren't from like Ross that are gonna shrink after 2 washes. But while I'm out and about, while I'm driving especially, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook of Daydream. Didn't start this Thursday, like I said, but I started it yesterday on Friday. Got up to page 58, so chapter 6. The 2 characters have met. They've had like their little meet cute moment, and we've been introduced to their little friend groups and like roommates and stuff, but definitely didn't make it very far. So hopefully when I am on my travels today, I can get closer to the halfway point. But I'm on a mission to go shopping for my 2 favorite things, books and clothes. And I haven't gone clothes shopping in what feels like a really, really long time for me. So what a beautiful day. I will probably take some clips while I am out. And then once we get back, I will do a big old haul. I'll show you everything I get, and I'm gonna finish getting ready. I definitely need some freaking pimple patches. Oh my God. I hate this time of the month so much. Like 4 big ones out of nowhere. Why? And I don't want to like put on makeup or anything to go out. I'm trying to like wear comfortable things that are easy to get out of in changing rooms. I'm wearing leggings and then this like sweater tank top situation. And then I'm gonna wear some sandals, I think, because I don't want to have to deal with laces. Anyway, this is a 10-minute clip. I'm gonna go buy a bunch of shit. I made it to the mall. I picked this one until it bled, and then I have some pimple patches on, which I'm so self-conscious of wearing in public, but like, is it worse than the zit? I don't think so, but I've been listening to Daydream, loving it. I'm gonna go in there, fix my phone screen, and recycle this laptop. I'm actually so sad to see it go, but look at how ancient this girl is. So old, like I don't even know what generation, but she was not good for editing or anything useful. So going to recycle this. I have the charger in that little tote bag too. And then I don't think I'm gonna shop anywhere else in the mall. I don't wanna shop for clothes there because it's gonna be too expensive. And in the distance across the street, I can see the Barnes & Noble. So I'm gonna get these errands done first and then go to Barnes. Oh, you can barely see it. Okay, I went to the Apple store first, and that man was like, how old is this laptop? And I told him I bought it used like 10 years ago, and he looked up the serial number just in case and everything, but he was like, yeah, this is worth no money. Do you just want to recycle it? And I was like, yes, please. So got roasted by the Apple man. And then right next to the Apple store is H&M, and I like their clearance section sometimes. So I went straight to the clearance section and I bought 2 things. I'll show you when I get home, but they got rid of their dressing rooms, so I wasn't able to try either of them on. And because they're on clearance and like the red tags, I won't be able to return them. So hopefully I like them, but if not, then one of my sisters is getting something for free. And then I also went and got a new screen protector thing for my phone. So I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble right now. I'm so excited. And then also the Barnes is right next to a Ross, so I might hit Ross and Uptown. We'll see, but clearly I'm in the mood to just spend money, and I'm so happy I got rid of that laptop. It has been sitting in my backseat for like 5 months. Literally nothing better than a brand new Barnes & Noble. That bitch is 2 stories. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm about to fuck it up in there. I blacked out in there. That was amazing. Again, I will do a haul once I get home, but right now I'm going to head to the Uptown right next to me, and maybe I will hit Ross. But wow, what a day. Spending money is just such serotonin, and all of those books are so beautiful. Yes, I am currently in the line at Chick-fil-A waiting for my food, but the girlie who took my order complimented my earrings and made my day. Okay, I just parked to eat. Goods have been secured, but the girlie who handed me my food complimented my sweater. I love the women at that Chick-fil-A. 2 compliments in like 2 minutes. We love to see it. And I got one thing at Uptown, but when I was in Uptown, I was starting to get really bad period cramps, but I'm also starving because it's like a little bit afternoon right now. So I just parked. I'm gonna eat and like watch a little YouTube video, then drive home and do a little haul. So anyway, I love everything I got and I cannot wait to eat. Okay, back home. Feeling a little bit better. I just took some Midol, so hopefully that kicks in. But let's do a freaking haul. Also, while I was out and about, I listened to more of Daydream. Now I'm up to page 104, so like halfway through chapter 10. And maybe it's because I've watched One Tree Hill so many times, but also her name is Hallie, super close to Haley, and it has the tutoring trope with like a nerdy girl and a jock. So if you watch One Tree Hill and are obsessed with Nathan and Haley, this is your book. It's just giving the same vibes, but instead of high school, it's set in college. So anyway, enjoying this. And let's start with the clothing first. So at Uptown, I just got one item and I really just went in and looked at the t-shirts because that's what I was wanting. And I didn't give myself as much time as I would have liked, but the cramps were coming on and I was starting to get hangry. So just got one t-shirt, but it's this striped one with, this is giving me like fall colors, a high demand item, but the brand is Madewell, which I really like. I feel like a t-shirt off of Madewell would be 25 bucks minimum, and this was 10, so got a t-shirt, definitely one that I could wear to work, and it was comfy when it was on. And then at H&M, I couldn't try these on, I think I already mentioned that, but this skirt situation was originally $45 and I got it for $10.99, but it's this puffy white skirt that has the built-in shorts, and the brand is H&M Move, so I'm pretty sure this is like athletic skirt, which will be fun for hiking and different things. But also I've just seen this kind of like poofy white skirt really popular as like a summer short, specifically in a bunch of like Coachella outfits that I've seen. So I don't know, I want to try these on. I'm curious if I will like, hopefully I will. And then a tank top, which I won't be able to wear to work, but I just thought was really cute. And again, hopefully I like it when it's on. But originally the shit was $35 and I got it for $12.99. So it is just a white tank top with 2 little buttons, and then the rest of this is open. So I don't know how I'm going to style it, but it just seemed like a nice, pretty blank canvas and not something I would spend $34 on, but $13, it seemed reasonable and it feels like nice quality. So after this, I need to try both of those on, but these were the clothing items that I got. And then what I'm sure you've all been waiting for, the books. So I ended up getting 3 plus a bookmark because they had like a whole section of just like stationery things. So the bookmark that I got, it's like a tree, and the little quote on the bottom says, "Trees are poems that earth writes upon the sky." I just really liked that dark blue and the tree and the little tassel and everything. Super cute, and it was $3, so I was like, why not? But then once I walked in, there was an immediate romance table of a bunch of contemporaries, and this one stuck out to me because of the sprayed edges, but then I looked up on Goodreads and a bunch of my friends on there had given this a 5. But that was Full Tilt by Emma Scott. It also had the buy one 50% off sticker, which I'm always looking at in Barnes & Noble. I briefly read the back. What I saw was that our main girlie Casey is like the guitarist of a band, and I don't know if I've ever read anything by this author, but it just caught my interest, and once I saw the reviews on Goodreads I was like, okay, I'm gonna get, which made me keep my eye out on all of those little buy one 50% off tables. And on the Romantasy table I saw Kiss of the Basilisk, and under this sticker it says it's a Split or Swallow novel. So Split or Swallow was, I'm pretty sure, the self-published edition, and then they got republished as Kiss of the Basilisk. But this is by Lindsay Straub, and I've heard things about Split or Swallow that it is just really, really, really crazy intense, and It's a monster romance, which is kind of hit and miss for me. I really just like Catherine Moon's monster romances, but this one has been so popularized that I'm hoping I will like it as well. The sprayed edges are so cool with this like chalice thing and the blood. The top is a flower, same as the bottom, and I didn't know what I was gonna get going into Barnes & Noble today. I was even texting Whitney this morning, and she is volunteering at her library today, so she was like, is there any books you want me to keep an eye out for? Because she's the absolute sweetest. And I was like, no, don't worry about it. I'm going to Barnes and I don't even know what I'm gonna get. But I told her that I was like, I'm probably just gonna get a bunch of sprayed edge romances, which I did because I know myself. But in the back of my head, this was the one I was keeping an eye out for. So I was so happy to find it, and also that it had that sticker on it. But yeah, this is the only one that I was like actively looking for. So very, very happy I was able to snag. And then I think I took a clip of this table because this book had its own table, Shield of Sparrows by Devney Perry. I do have a couple of books from this author already on my TBR that I have not read. They are right here in the frame. Indigo Ridge and Juniper Hill. I am still excited to read these, and this is her like contemporary romance series, although I have heard it's a little bit of like thriller-y, or maybe just like a mystery. But anyway, I still need to start that series, but this is her first foray into romantasy, and yes, of course it does have beautiful sprayed edges. Oh, I didn't even look at the end pages. Gorgeous. And something on the hardcover too. Pretty. But I've seen a couple of people on Instagram talk about this one recently too. Our main character is a princess. Long ago, the gods unleashed monsters upon the 5 kingdoms of Kalandra to remind us that humans are insignificant, that we must pray to the gods for mercy throughout our fragile, fleeting lives. I love a story about the gods. And yeah, I already knew that I had a couple of this author's books already, but when in a new Barnes & Noble, I just can't help myself. The very back says, being a sparrow isn't an honor, it's a trap. I don't know, it was the cover and the edges that drew me in, but I just really wanted to pick up. So yeah, 3 new books, a new bookmark, some clothes. I think it was a successful shopping day, and I managed to get a little bit of reading done too. So I'm gonna do a couple of things today, chore related, because it's Saturday, so of course I need to get some chores done. But this morning has been so much fun. I love going to Barnes & Noble. I love shopping, and I even got those errands done. So happy my phone screen isn't broken and my old laptop is not rotting away in my car anymore. Okay. I know these don't go together, but this is the poofy skirt. I don't think I like it, sadly. I wish I could have tried it on there, but whatever. Maybe I also just need to style it with like an actual workout top, but this skirt is just very puffy. But the tank top I think is really cute, especially like with some jeans. I think it would be a vibe. But yeah, I think I'm regretting skirt situation. Anyway, yeah. Okay, same day, literally been like 1 hour, but I got an unexpected package on my door. If I would have noticed it was my name, I would have recorded before I opened, because I know that I didn't order anything off Amazon recently, but my husband opened it thinking it was his and was like, oh, you got a book. And it was a gift from Whitney off my wish list. She just said, happy 1K subscribers and thanks so much for your time to do my live stream for the besties. You're the greatest and I can't wait to watch you grow even more. Guys, I'm having a full-on crisis. Play whatever song is like, I got a girl crush. That fucking country song. Guys, she got me a book off my wish list to congratulate me and thank me for going on her stream. Like, you don't have to thank me, bitch. It was the best time. Oh, wow, 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 wow. I just texted her and said, like, thank you so much. And she was like, yeah, I haven't read it, but the cover looked pretty, like, hope you like it. And, oh, what did I do to deserve this? This is so sweet. What a day for books. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of Romeo and Juliet retelling. I think from what I remember, it's like a royalty mafia romance. I think it's mafia. I can't really remember the recommendation I got, but I saw somebody talk about this on Instagram, I think, added it to my wish list, and Whitney is the sweetest angel on earth. After texting me this morning being like, do you want any books from the library? And she sent me a picture of a whole stack of books that's like the best finds of the day, and she was like, do you want any of these? And she knew this book was already on the way to my house. I'm just so grateful and happy. I feel like I've said I'm so grateful and happy so many times in this video, but this milestone and getting to do the live and just this last week has been so much fun. And the reason I made a booktube channel in the first place, like, I just wanted to make some book friends so that on a random Saturday we can be sending each other pictures of books. Like when I was in Barnes & Noble, I was just Snapchatting her like, should I get this one? And it is just so fun and special and cute. I'm gonna tape the little note into the inside flap of the book and probably just cry with happiness. But yeah, sorry I didn't fully open it on camera. Jordan just brought it upstairs and was like, you got a book. And I was like, no, I didn't. It was Whitney. Okay, quick book update. I'm exactly 50% of the way through, up to chapter 20, and I was just listening to the audiobook when I was on the treadmill, but such a big theme of this book is Hallie coming out of her shell. She's tutoring Henry, but in return, he's like taking her on dates and doing things to give her inspiration for the book that she's writing. And Hallie is really self-conscious about not having a lot of friends. And when I was on the treadmill listening, she literally had a full-on crisis about being friends with Henry's girlfriends through her book club and everything. And that was just the biggest mood to me because of the past 3 days I've had. But also, Henry is the definition of a man written by a woman. Hallie even makes a joke that he was raised by his mom and his sisters, like, of course he is the way that he is, but he is a very stunning hero, and I'm really liking so far. So I think I'm going to chill out on the audiobook for a little bit, maybe listen to some more tonight. I do need to clean up the kitchen, and that'd be a good opportunity to read a couple more chapters. But happy that I'm leaving off Saturday night. I'm halfway through, and then hopefully tomorrow I will have enough time to listen to the rest of it. But also, I switched out for my new bookmark, which I didn't realize was also purple and blue. I don't know why I'm really drawn to those colors right now, but it went really cute with this book. Anyway, that was my updates. Hallie is a mood, and Henry, love him. It's Sunday morning. My t-shirt is all wet up here because I just washed my face. But hi, it's like 9:30 and I've been cleaning all morning, listening to my audiobook while I have been. And when I say all morning, I mean like the last hour. I got to sleep in a little bit today. Sadly, Jordan is at work. He's heading home right now, but he had to go in for like a couple of hours. So he's on his way back home, but I've been listening to Daydream. You can see my vacuum. I just vacuumed like the whole upstairs, and I'm up to page 274. So halfway through chapter 26. I think my audiobook said 60 something percent of the way through, but that I have a little over 4 hours left. That is the goal today. I didn't end up doing any chores that I needed to yesterday other than cleaning the kitchen, but that means today I have a mountain of laundry. But yeah, page 274, and this book is 427 pages. I'm so close, but I don't know where I'm feeling rating wise. Between a 3 and a 4, I'm liking, but it is so cheesy. Like the extra cheesy goldfish, both of these characters are so cheesy. And I think that's also kind of just a thing with contemporary romance that has been published recently. There's a lot of dialogue that feels like a pamphlet of information, like whatever the characters are going through, the author hyper focuses on that issue, and that's nice because people get to feel represented when they read. And like, this is the book for socially awkward people, older sisters who have a lot of family responsibilities on their shoulder, you know, people who just feel like the project manager of their family, and definitely like student athletes. Henry is stressed being the captain and trying to keep up with everything, and it's nice that they're there for each other to help each other, but it's also teetering on that line of like this is a little bit too cheesy for my liking, because don't get me wrong, Deep End did something very similar. These characters also had their own things that they were going through, but it leaned into like the sexy, funny, like way to help each other. You know, these two characters, they helped each other, but they also like did the damn thing, and it was hot and fun. And this one is just very light on the sexy, smutty, and very heavy on the cheesy cheese ball. So it's not a bad thing. Like this morning I just had my headphones on, going around my house, cleaning, and you know, it's just a nice listening experience, but also excited that I'm going to finish it today. That is the goal, and I'm going to get her done. So anyway, I've also been editing, and this video is so fucking long. So I'm gonna shut up. The next time I come on here, this is going to be done. Hello, it is Monday morning, and I trudged through the end of Daydream yesterday. I didn't really love the second half, sadly. I feel like in the beginning I was into the story and the characters, but it just crossed into this level of cheesy that I couldn't handle anymore. I had like 100 pages left, and I really wanted to DNF, but I was listening to it on audio, so I was like, just push through and finish it, but I didn't care about the ending. Like, I was bored and so detached from the characters in the story when it should have been like fireworks and lightning. So I'm going to give it a 3, but it's a 3-star that I'm going to unhaul because I know I have no interest in rereading it. I don't need to own this one, but there's not anything inherently wrong with it either. It was just not the book for me, which is so weird because I just gave Wildfire 4.5, but it just got so cringy, not in a campy, like romance cringy way. It was like I was actually just not into it anymore. So anyway, weird book to leave off on, but 3-star for Daydream. I'm going to unhaul, which means we had 2 3-stars in this video, but I am planning on finishing this series. Hopefully I can read King's Rising soon to just get this series done, and who knows, maybe the last one will blow me away. I don't even need to say any more about Deep End. If you haven't picked it up already, you should. This was so good. I did this whole video because of this book, and it did not disappoint. And then happy that I continued and I'm all caught up in this series, but not my fave, going to get rid of. But if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. It seriously means the world, and I will see you next week with another one very soon. Bye.